Hey, what up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today, talking all about, just basically wrestling. Let's get down to business. Seems to be one of the hottest things going around in the world of wrestling today. Is the rumor of is Undertaker going to return for WrestleMania? I thought that this was an open and shut case. Basically, I've been saying for a long time. The second that the Undertaker gave Michelle McCool, his wife, the thumbs up to start posting pictures of them on Instagram, to start making the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge videos. I basically said that was the end of The Undertaker. Mick Foley, during his Hall of Fame speech, basically pleaded, please, let's never see The Undertaker tweet if there's ever anything out there that he would want from the world. Just basically never killing off the mystique of that character. But as of late, we've seen Bray Wyatt getting a real big push. Through the end of last year, he was beating Dean Ambrose in all these pay-per-view and high-quality matches that were on television, whether if it was the Santa Claus edition of Monday Night Raw with the Miracle on 34th Street match, or if it was the Tribute to the Troops with the boot camp match, or any sort of those matches that came along. The guy even got to beat Daniel Bryan before the Royal Rumble, being one of the biggest sort of matches, trying to get him ready to come back and return. A lot of people were really shocked that Bryan would lose a match to Bray Wyatt, but not only that, on live free television, not even on pay-per-view setting anything up. And now there's reports coming out that the card that was set up for Fastlane before Vince McMahon hit the panic button with free February and maybe changing the WrestleMania card, that it was supposed to be Bray Wyatt versus Daniel Bryan at Fastlane in order to get Bray Wyatt over and get him ready for WrestleMania. Bray Wyatt, to me, honestly, as of right now, just is a guy that's on there. He's a guy that came in with a whole lot of hope. He had a whole lot of people backing him, saying this is going to be a guy, this gimmick is going to work, it's going to be awesome. But if you think of all the Bray Wyatt feuds that he's had, we saw him fight Kane, we saw him fight John Cena, we saw him fight Chris Jericho, we saw him fight Dean Ambrose, over the last year. These are all matches that I'm sure, like you, are matches that we never want to see again. Someday, somewhere along the way, Bray Wyatt and, John Cena are going to cross paths, because more than likely Bray Wyatt is a guy that is here to stay in WWE, and WWE is desperately trying to get this guy over to a point where people fear this guy and want to see him in high-quality matches. But bringing Undertaker back to have a match against Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania 31, to me, is just sort of a match. It doesn't seem to have, the legendary moments that we're going to be thinking about. When you think about last year, you've got Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar, and even though the match wasn't that good, Brock Lesnar being able to break the streak and actually being the 1-21-1 to sort of end the Undertaker was a real big shock. To me, that was the perfect way to end off Undertaker, bringing Taker back to have a feud against Bray Wyatt with one match at a WrestleMania. Let's say what I think is guaranteed to happen is Undertaker gets the win over Bray Wyatt. How does this win help Bray Wyatt move on to his next series of matches against whoever he's going to fight next on the card? And let's say if Undertaker does get the win and he leaves WrestleMania, he'll have a record of 22-1. The 22 being Bray Wyatt doesn't erase the fact that he lost last year to Brock Lesnar. It looks to me, unless there's some sort of a miracle out there where Brock Lesnar gets lost, wanders into an arena, and gets cashed in on by Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar is going to be in the main event. He is going to be the WWE champion come, WrestleMania. So there is no way of getting the Brock Lesnar versus Undertaker rematch. Undertaker didn't show up at the Royal Rumble. He didn't win it. I don't think he has a way of repossessing the Money in the Bank case, but I don't think this is a win-win for anybody. I can definitely tell that they are setting Bray Wyatt up for something big. They're trying to make him look like, he is a monster, he is a force. Who's going to be able to stop this guy? Undertaker versus Bray Wyatt, to me, is not going to be something that is going to save him. If you think about all of the Undertaker opponents throughout the years, a lot of the guys were already made, but a lot of the guys that Undertaker faced during this streak are guys that, faded off into oblivion after the match. If you go back all the way to the beginning with, Jimmy Snuka, Jake the Snake Roberts, those guys, King Kong Bundy, were at the later parts of their career. When he beat Diesel left to go to WCW. And the streak really didn't even pick up and take off until I think he started fighting Batista. He went from Batista to Edge to Shawn Michaels, Triple H, CM Punk, Brock Lesnar. I mean, that's when they really were like, the Undertaker match is the match of WrestleMania. Sort of like what they say about John Cena. Even though he's not the main event of the show, it is the main event of WrestleMania because of how much Undertaker and that character means to us. I for me, am not pumped about Bray versus Undertaker if this is going to happen. Is this the match that you guys think is going to happen? And if it does, is something that you want to grab a hold to? I know a lot of people are looking at that WrestleMania Access schedule. I know that they didn't sell the tickets yet, but there is a scheduled Access session which says to be announced. I know that last year I didn't know about Hulk Hogan being a part of WrestleMania Access until the day that tickets went on sale. And the only reason I got one of those tickets was basically I was sitting at my computer trying to get the WWE Network set up, because it was the first day that WWE Network launched as well. That was the day that Hulk Hogan was returning to WWE. I don't know if they had to wait because Hogan hadn't signed his contract yet or whatever it shall be, but somebody's going to be that to-be-announced star. I don't know if it's going to be one of the members of the Hall of Fame that they haven't announced yet. Maybe it'll be Kevin Nash. Maybe they'll do, like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't think he's too big of a star for that. But when Mike Tyson went into the Hall of Fame, he showed up at Access and he wouldn't do autographs, but he did photos where you had to go up to the Access, Shop Zone booth, and you bought the ticket actually from them, and then you were able to get in line and get a picture taken with Mike Tyson, which was pretty cool. But we'll have to see. A lot of people, when that came out, basically thought that was basically a spot that Undertaker was going to get. I think that spot, I haven't looked at it in a while, is on Sunday. I know that a lot of times, they don't have WrestleMania Access guys with big names that are part of WrestleMania because they need to get to the show, they need to get ready, they need to get their gear on, they need to learn their entrance, do their walkthroughs, this, that, and the other. They need to be comfortable and get down and ready for that big match, since they're wrestling on the big stage. If Undertaker really is wrestling at WrestleMania, I don't really see him doing WrestleMania Access that morning. It just doesn't make sense to me, but this is why we read the rumors, this is why we make the videos, this is why we watch the videos, talk about the stuff that's out there. Do you guys think that Undertaker versus Bray Wyatt is going to happen? Because as of right now, my vote is no.